It's a grand garden tour today. Usually I'm more of a backdoor fellow when it comes to my videos, but today I thought let's start at the front because I want to show you the front garden and how the garden looks in general, front and back. It is just a wonderful time of the year. Everything is coming to life. And there is moments when you're just going, you know what, let's just enjoy the fruits of your labor and have a look around. And that's what we're going to do today. So when you're coming out of the front door, this is what you're greeted with. So we've got my sunchokes growing in there, and everything just looks so lush. And this time of the year, it is just like this acid green, which I absolutely adore. And I love the way the rhododendron is popping out in between the Portuguese laurel. And we have seats everywhere in the garden. There's some there. There's a bench here. Here you get the evening sun, which is lovely. You would think we're 2,000 years old because literally there are seats everywhere. And this is how it looks. Look at how lush it is. And considering there are hardly any flowers, it is still very vibrant. So now we're coming into the actual garden. And this is what you're greeted with. The cannas I planted the other day, and look at the hosta bed. We mulched the hosta bed with the leaves we've got from the banana when I showed you guys my banana, when I unveiled it. And this is how the hostas look right now. Clearly the garlic water is working because we only have a little bit of slug damage on this one. And apparently, here, talking of slugs, we have a ninja slug. Garlic water does nothing to him or her. And then here I planted sunchokes, and there's some flowers in from last year, and a little bit of weeds. And then we come onto the terrace, loving the result. It really is working well. And obviously once they grow, it'll be a little room, a room full of cannas. It will be absolutely incredible once all the flowers are out, and then the sunchokes are coming out as well. And it's going to be just full of bees. So if you're paranoid about bees or anything that flies and stings, don't plant like this. So then we come from here. It's our little seating area with the bamboo. I put this one over here. I had a video when I ripped it out of the ground, and look how far the culms have come up already so far. It is incredible. And I thought it would be nice to have another one. So I ripped a little bit more out of the ground from another part in the garden. So we have these two massive Huang Wengshu's. I never know whether I just come over like a twat when I go like Philia stachys vivax Huang Wengshu and all that sort of stuff. But you know, it's the name of the bamboo. So if you have the chance to put them into pots, they're absolutely spectacular. Incredible. And here the little lupin is starting to flower. The lupin's back there. They're already looking incredible. These are also sunchokes, so they're going to be incredibly high. And here we have the little bed Jane made. And then our cover for the tomatoes we made out of a old trampoline. And yeah, it's incredible, and it's working really, really well. And the tomatoes are quite happy, the cucumbers, and here we've got pointy peppers, whatever they're called. And we put our dungeon candles in here as well for some ambiance. You know, we haven't had a dungeon since the kids were born. Kids change you. Anyway, let's have a look at the lupins and the other parts of the garden. So from here look at those lupins. They're absolutely incredible, and clearly the garlic water is working because they really haven't been ravaged by snails at all. So we've got lupins here, then we've got foxglove back there. We have foxglove everywhere in the garden, and we'll just let it happen. Then we have, you know, pumpkins. And these ones are incredible. We got these from our neighbor, the seeds, and this is more or less the color they're going to be. And they're going to be 5 to 6 feet tall, something like that. I don't know what they're called. So I call them Red Willy because his name is Willy and the plant is red. And I threw the seeds absolutely everywhere. So we're going to be having red willies popping up all over the garden. And I'm really looking forward to that. So and also this year, I got myself some new trees, Empress trees. I got this one I bought. I've got another one back there. And this one I raised from seed last year, so this is its second year. I have 3 Empress trees, but the only true Empress is Jane. And here are my bananas, and they're doing very well. It's been very warm for the past few, well, days really, and the plants are loving it. Also here's my sort of bamboo collection. I've got black bamboo, I've got Atrovaginata is in that one, and another Huangwengshu is in that one. So, and they're all starting to sprout as well. New culms coming up. And I've got some more back here. This is the trashy part of the garden where we work. So here also in these pots, that's an Atrovaginata. And they're coming out as well. Everything is springing into life. So we just, our wisteria. It's kind of like we're going for an umbrella shape, I think. And then let's go further to the back. So if there's a formal part of the garden, then this is pretty much it. This is about as formal as it gets with us. And then further at the back, we just let things happen. I mean, for instance, 95% of all the foxglove we have in the garden, and we have a lot, it is self-seeded. Also sycamore trees. I know people saying, oh, they get huge, blah, blah, blah. You just have to control them. And, you know, then it's fine. So we let things grow. And then sometimes when we get bored, we think, oh, screw this. So we just rip it out. That's the way it is. For example, back here, we have, besides the little woodpile thing, so many foxglove. And they're all self-seeded. And you're thinking, you know, why not? First of all, they're pretty. They're really good for the bees. And yeah, so this is where my banana is. This is my not so successful rhubarb this year. God knows why. This one, for instance, as well. I mean, this one is a self-seeded one. And we just leave it. And sometimes when they're self-seed, we just move them. We move plants like furniture sometimes. Oh, I must show you my rose. And so look at the rose. How wonderful does that look on that trellis? This is such a success. And yes, as you can see, we have 2 different colors. We've got, this is from the original rootstock, and the red one is obviously what they grafted on. And we thought, you know, let's just let nature take its course and leave it like that. I absolutely love the result. And the trellis, honestly, €35 thing, best thing ever. And here we have more seating possibilities, our outdoor shower, and look at that coffin. It looks absolutely incredible. Loads of stuff. What we do, we keep on popping out from the back door and just shoving garlic in and stuff like that. So there's garlic growing, there's potatoes growing, obviously more foxglove, and absolutely love the way that looks this year. It is so lush, and the wine is also coming to life. And then Jane's idea for using the old tiles I think is brilliant as well. There's our wood pile, and so here we've got potatoes growing, and these are raspberries, and also a few potatoes from last year. So when we moved in here, there was absolutely nothing here. It was just a field of grass, really. And so over the years, we obviously have created quite a few things. So as it always is with gardening, you either bring a shitload of money or time. Well, number one was an option for us, so time it was, and it is absolutely spectacular. Let's go to the back of the garden and let's head more into the garden, which is, you know, sometimes we just let things happen in this garden. For example, with this one here, sycamore trees. I've got one there, I've got one over there, and I just plant them all over the place. And yes, it's like anything, you just have to control them. Here, this is the Huangwengshu where I got the other part out, and look at all these culms coming up. It's incredible. And these are, you can see how big this one is going to be. This one is going to be a big fella. So, absolutely incredible how everything is just coming to life. And even there in the back, little rhododendron. And there's another one there. A little splash of color. When we moved into the house, the entire front was full of rhododendron, and this is the only reason why we have them. And so we just took them from the front, dumped them all over the place in the back, and they took. And I'm really happy that we actually have a little bit of color here. Also, I planted an awful lot of flower seeds. Let's have a look if they come up or not. And sunchokes, a shitload of sunchokes. Chestnut trees. This actually is very special to me because my brother grew this one and he gave it to me. He's dead now. And then we've got, you know, all the nice grasses. And let's go further into the back of the garden. And what we've done here, we just mowed a path through the garden because I can't be asked mowing anymore. And even my black bamboo, see, is coming up all over the place. New calms, lovely. And what I love about this time of the year, everything is just so lush because it just came out of hibernation, shall we say. And now everything is just going, yeah, I'm going to be growing. And it's lovely. And back here really is the place in the garden where we just let things happen. If the trees self-seed, let them grow. We have, it feels like 50 oaks growing. The only formal part we have is where I mow. The rest we just, you know, like I said, let it happen. Also here with this bamboo, this is Pseudosassa japonica, and this one will eventually take over, so I don't have to remove all the grass because once the bamboo takes over, the grass will die. And as you can see here, it's coming up quite happily all over the place. And then from here, this is where we have all the oaks growing. I mean, obviously the neighbors' oaks keep on dropping their, whatever they're called. And then here we have the oak. It's like a little oak plantation. Again, with a little path mowed in between. Which is nice, so you also get different perspectives from the garden. Do you call them oak nuts? Or what are they? So the trees are dropping their nuts. Yeah. Anyway, so we have a shitload of oak growing here. So coming out of the oak part of the garden, here we have, I used to have my bramble collection over here, but I've removed all of that. And again, I've got sunchokes growing there as well as there. So this is going to be interesting, how that's going to develop. And then back here, it's just, you know, whatever nature tells us it wants to do. We've got paths that lead absolutely nowhere. And these are the grasses I planted, I think last year it was. And then we just have more bamboo back here. And none of these tall trees are ours. These are all the neighbors' trees. And this is the view from the back of the garden. Now I'm right at the end of the garden. So let's do this whole walking thing a little bit faster so you can see the entire garden. Let's go. So this is the way the garden looks right now. I know it's not Chelsea Flower Show kind of standards, but I am extremely happy and very, very proud what we have created in 14 years. It is incredible. Again, this used to be just grass, nothing else. So this is it for me. It's actually quite nice not having to do any work, just showing you around the garden. So the rest of the day I'm going to enjoy this wonderful weather with my ass planted on that sofa, probably with a gin or a beer or both, not at the same time. And that's it. And I shall talk to you guys later. Bye.